This referendum asks citizens to answer two logically disconnected questions, to rate three undefined systems, while shifting power from citizens to political parties. Let's call our current system chicken. Proportional systems we'll call fish. Do you prefer chicken or fish? You say fish. Do you prefer dogfish, boxfish, or goldfish? You don't like any of those fish. The two questions are grammatically correct, but logically flawed. Say you are offered salmon, tuna, or goldfish. You like salmon and tuna more than chicken, and don't eat goldfish. But if you say fish, you don't know which fish will end up on your plate. If you don't want even one fish, you must vote against all fish. You support proportional systems that enhance citizen power, but oppose those that weaken it. But this referendum assumes that if you like proportional systems, you like all systems, that the differences are minor, like steamed, baked, or fried. They are not. Rather than fund each of the four options, they fund a yes side and a no side. This forces the fish side to say all three fish are good, and the chicken side to say all three fish are bad. And all this obscures the critical question: do you want to diminish voter power and enhance party power? The electoral system is the way you appoint your government. Do you want the people you appoint designing the system for their own appointment? A different model is the Citizens' Assembly, not politicians recommending a system to voters, but voters recommending a system to voters. They studied proportional systems for a year and rejected the very systems on your current ballot. They specifically rejected MMP and refused to recommend untried systems. They chose instead STV, as it gives more power to voters and strengthens effective local representation. STV is not on your ballot, while two completely unknown and untried systems are, which the government's own consultant described as reckless. You will decide this technically complex issue with an 8-page brochure, 4 on the system preferred by the politicians, 2 each on the other systems. This referendum is not even about electoral systems, but rather families of systems. MMP is a category of diverse systems. Because so many details have been left undecided, the specific system will be chosen after the vote by the very people whose employment and power will be dependent on those details. This referendum shifts power away from voters to political parties, all in the name of making every vote count. But you might not notice that many of these votes will now be made by political parties, not citizens. This is not a referendum. This is a coup. These referendum questions are grammatically correct but logically flawed. They ask questions that are so undefined, voters cannot possibly answer them, and they obscure a fundamental power shift away from voters to political parties. So what's it going to be? Chicken or fish?